So you would like to know how to glue mosaic tiles? Well, you're in the right place. I'm Helen Miles and I'm here to teach you all the tips and tricks you need to make mosaics. This video is a short and sweet one on how to glue mosaic tiles like these ones onto a clean, flat surface. So these are purpose-made mosaic tiles which you buy from mosaic suppliers, and in this case they're Winckelmans unglazed ceramic, but you can also get vitreous glass ones which have some lovely colours, and both the vitreous glass and these porcelain ones have a ridged side and a smooth side. So you're going to be gluing on the ridged side. So these are 2 centimetres by 2 centimetres and they're 4 millimetres thick. So the great thing about these tiles when you combine them with the vitreous glass is both of them are 4 millimetres thick so that you can use them together. If what you're intending to do is make mosaics using materials which have different thicknesses, things like found materials, pebbles, shells, which all have, as I said, different thicknesses, different depths, and you end up with a textured look like this one, then you need to use tile adhesive or thin set. But that's not what we're dealing with in this video. In this video, it's purely about using shop-bought flat tiles on a flat surface. Your flat surface could be a wooden board like this one. This is just marine ply. Or you could use Jacko board like this, which is a kind of compressed foam board which you get from tiling suppliers, and it's very lightweight and versatile for mosaics. The manufacturer's name is Jacko board, but it's also called Wedi board, so it depends where you buy it and in which part of the world you are. There are a number of different glues you can use for mosaic projects, but the most common glue used to stick flat tiles onto a flat surface, which will be kept inside and won't be exposed to water, is simple PVA glue, which you can get more or less anywhere, and all mosaic suppliers will have it. It will do the job perfectly, but I prefer to go for a belts and braces approach and use a stronger glue. Even if your mosaic is not going to be outside and exposed to the elements, I still like to use a glue which I know that could do the job, i.e. would be okay outside. And this is the glue that I use. I get it from Mosaic Workshop, which is in London, and although it says it's a wood glue, and Mosaic Workshop sell it specifically for mosaics on mesh, I find it's absolutely splendid for gluing flat mosaic tiles onto flat surfaces, so I can thoroughly recommend it. If you have any doubts about your glue, then just ask your mosaic supplier and they'll be able to advise you, or be sure to read the back of any product that you buy to check that it's suitable for the use that you're going to be putting it to. There are 2 methods for gluing mosaic tiles, and with both of them the most important thing is not to use too much glue. You don't want it squishing up between the tiles or potentially getting on the front. It does dry clear, but when you grout the mosaic it will show up and spoil the look. What you will need to glue your tiles is a clean lid, your glue, not too much, a plastic spoon, and in this case I do recommend plastic simply because it means once the glue has dried, you can peel the glue off and keep reusing the spoon. Angled tweezers, if you like using them for mosaics, and obviously your board and your tiles. So what I have here is a box of offcuts from other projects. So there's a mixture of Winckelmans unglazed ceramic and vitreous glass. And you can see that the vitreous glass also has a ridged side, and that's the side that goes down. So you take your plastic spoon and dip it lightly into the glue. And then if you're using the tweezers, you take each piece, dip it lightly into the glue and place it and then push. So dab, place, push. Dab, place, push, dab, place, push. So the glue doesn't dry immediately, so you still have wiggle room. So you can also do it just between your finger and between your thumb and first finger. Dab, place, push. Dab, place, push. So this is just a rough and ready little piece for illustration, so it hasn't got very much finesse, I'm afraid, but it's just to show you how to glue the tiles. So this is how I do it. Keep going, dab, place, push. So if you find that method too fiddly, then you could brush the glue on with a brush. This is a brush with medium firm bristles, which comes from Mosaic Workshop, so it's sold specifically for gluing mosaics. And all you do is dip your brush into the glue and paint it on. So only put enough glue onto the board for 3 or 4 pieces. You just don't generally want to have too much glue around, just in case, you know, you're being a bit clumsy and it gets all over the place. So you just want to put on a little bit at a time. So again, when I'm putting the pieces on, I am giving them a little push. So this glue is fairly viscous, but it's still, there's still a lot of movement still. Whoops. But it does dry extremely hard. As you can see, there's a little bit of glue squishing out beyond the edges of the tiles. So if you have that happening, it would be fine if you were continuing to work, but if you're stopping for some reason, then just take a sharp instrument. Anything will do. This is just a flat-headed screwdriver, and scrape away the excess glue. Because if you don't, particularly if you're using PVA, you'll find you'll have a bumpy surface to lay the next tile down. So that's it. If you need to know how to prepare the board, the wooden board or the Jacko board, and even if you need to know how to grout the mosaic after completing it, then I've made videos about those subjects already, and I'll put the links in the description below. If you like this video and you'd like to see more, then please subscribe.